Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Spooky Japan Podcast. Today, we are joined with Terry from NSPS TV Paranormal. How are you doing, Terry?
Hey guys, what's going on over there in Japan? How y'all doing today?
Pretty good. It's just nice and warm here today.
Yep,
Nice warm.
actually kind of hot.
Now, the question is it nice and warm Japan weather or is it nice and warm Texas weather?
Texas is more of that dry heat, so
We
Yeah, a
got the
little
wet heat.
there
yeah.
somewhere. And it got me yesterday. It got me. I don't know if it was in the car, outside the car waiting on me, but it definitely snuck up on me.
Ooh.
Yeah, no, man. I was soaking wet the minute I hit the minute I jumped in the car. I don't have any air conditioning, so the minute I started driving, I was soaking wet.
uh,
Mm.
But other than that, I'm doing great.
Terry, where did your journey into paranormal start?
Well, I can't say that it was in a haunted house because, when that is the big take for a lot of people. They was always, people say, well, it started in a haunted house. And with me, I can honestly say it has been with me probably, uh, and I'm being truthful here, I was probably born into the paranormal, because my great great grandmother was a healer, and my grandmother was her protege. So, and and my mom, which is all in the family. Yeah, I think I was born into it, man. Because when I was growing up, I seen things, and my house was never haunted. I can honestly say that my house was never haunted, but I seen things that I could not explain, and it was just unbelievable. And they wasn't bad, but it was the type of thing where you just can't tell your next door neighbor.
Hmm.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You can't tell your next door neighbor, oh, your grandmother, your great great grandmother is a witch doctor or or a healer. You know, hell, they'll get you locked up for that. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
That's how
So
it is here.
Yep.
yeah, man.
And
So
still gets you locked up.
yeah, but what the biggest thing about me, guys, is when I was a kid, and I'm gonna be honest with you, my grandmother had 10 kids, five boys, five girls. None of those kids, any scrapes, falls, broken bones, never went to the doctor.
Mm.
Never. When something happens, my grandmother's mother always had that little black bag.
Mm.
Always. When a scrape or a fall, or something happens, either she'll come up, she'll do what she need to do, she'll go back there, and everything's fine.
Mm.
Have you guys ever encountered somebody that had sickle cell?
Don't think so.
Okay, sickle cell is a bone. It aches your bone. It makes your bones ache, and it's extremely painful.
Mm-hmm.
And every time my aunt would have an episode where her bones were ache, it can easily be contributed to bad weather or something that she ate.
Mm-hmm.
Anything can trigger it. My grandmother would come up, go shut the door, and you would hear the chanting, but you could never see it. So you don't know what exactly they're doing in there, but you can
Mm-hmm.
hear it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm always been that curious type of person that will stick his ear up to the door, hear what's going on, just like any other child,
Mm-hmm.
and you would hear or certain chants,
Mhm.
And man, an hour later they'll come out, everything's fine.
Wow.
Never, ever went to the doctor for anything. I don't know if she's was. I mean, was she that good,
Mm.
or were the spirits always on her side? Or I don't know,
Mm.
because stuff like that didn't get passed down to grandkids.
Mhm.
It always got passed down from mother, daughter, daughter, and daughter.
Mhm.
But they always kept it in the pure bloodline. But
Mm.
as far as a nephew or niece, it never got passed down to that.
Mm.
Now, Irene uh, met one of my relatives, and that conversation is for another day. But at this point, she's the one that bears that gift now, and how she chooses to use that gift, it's you know, I really don't know, because I really haven't spoke to her, but I do know the gift is eventually it's gonna get put down to her daughter, then her daughter, so it's just one of those things that go from bam, 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 from
Mhm.
generation to generation to generation. Now, the question is, does the men's side of the family, do they ever get it? I have not known any of my uncles to have that gift, but I have been my family has been into the paranormal, man, for generations. I would think so.
Mm. My son has the same gift as I do.
And it's really weird. You
Yeah.
know, does it come in handy? Yes.
Mhm.
But if it's used right,
Mhm.
it maybe can help the world one day.
Mhm.
You don't know,
Yeah.
you know. But it all depends on how you use your gifts, and how certain people understand it.
Mhm.
But paranormal, man, I can tell you stories that you wouldn't believe I've seen,
Mhm.
but I can't call it paranormal because my grandmother was a medicine. I don't even know what to call her. The only thing I
Mm.
know is she had that black bag.
Mm.
You know what I'm
That
saying?
reminds me, when you said a black bag, that reminds me, have you heard of the Pendleton witches over there in the UK?
Mm-hmm.
So it's mostly between the majority of them were between two families, and basically they were natural healers.
Mm.
And they started to, and because the two families, to eliminate the competition between each other, started accusing the other family members of obviously of the other family of witchcraft. So that
Mm.
started, obviously back then, once you accuse someone, the parent people got paranoid and started to believing it, especially when you're out there using herbs to heal
Mhm.
people. They're like, "Oh, that makes sense. They healed this person.
Yeah.
It must have used witchcraft."
Mm-hmm.
Mm. I don't know.
And witchcraft. Now, it's I don't know, man, because it's really hard to put the two together.
Mm.
I mean, witchcraft and a healer. I guess if you wanted to, you can put them together. I'm not
Mm.
quite sure. What you think, Irene? Could you?
I use witchcraft too. I have to admit, I use witchcraft too. I do it to protect my house. Um, healer. I don't use herbs. I use my hand to heal. I mean, I don't have herbs, but I use my hand to heal a person. But I don't use herbs to heal it because I can't get necessarily everything that I need to do it. So I just use what I got.
Mm, understandable. Okay. Yeah, I understand that. But the paranormal, the one thing that I like about the paranormal is there are so many definitions of it.
Mhm.
You don't necessarily have to be, an investigator to
Mhm.
to research the paranormal. Now, if you research the paranormal, are you considered an investigator?
I don't
No,
know.
that's a paranormal researcher.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, if you're a ghost hunter, are you considered an investigator?
that all depends. Do you just investigate, or do you help? The people who are investigate usually just investigate. The people who help are, are all in a different category, isn't it?
I've always wanted to put both of them in different categories.
Yeah.
That's just me.
Mhm.
But then again, would it be easier to call yourself a ghost hunter than an investigator?
I'm neither, neither nor. Like I don't think I will investigate, but it depends on. Like, if you want me to just investigate, yeah, okay, I'll show you what I found, and that's it. Bye. But I
Hmm.
don't. I go beyond that, right?
Right.
So if especially if it's a residential, I'll go in. I'll find out what's there. I'll tell you what's there, and then I'll tell you what you need to do, or if you're willing to do this, and that's what I'll do. But I mean, investigator will just say, okay, this is what you got. That's it. But I mean, what to do? A lot of investigators will have to call in another team, a different type of person who can fix the problem, right?
Right.
But I think if you're gonna be there, you should be able to fix the problem too.
Okay. Yeah.
For
And they
houses,
don't. Go ahead.
yes. I mean, I used to do public events back in the States, and there's some locations I'm not gonna mention, but they make obviously most locations we go and investigate make you sign a waiver.
Yeah.
Part of the waiver in some locations is you will not try and cross over the spirits.
Mm,
Mm. Now, wouldn't that see that's holding spirits hostage for their own greed?
yeah.
Yeah,
I don't think that's good. I don't think that's a good thing. Uh, so I mean, whoever's doing that, I mean, that's not right.
You know, it's for their own selfish reasons that they want it there and they want to keep it limbo. I mean, that's also not right either. People say, well, I want to keep it here. I said, for your reasons or for their reasons? They go,
yeah.
well, it's okay. We want to keep them here. I go,
It's for, as Terry was saying, it's for their own greed because they want people to come back and keep paying the money. That's
yeah,
why one of the rules is don't cross anyone over.
yeah.
We got an old saying here in Texas. You know what that is?
Mm-mm.
When you do stuff like that,
Mm.
you know, does anybody know what that old saying is?
New.
Shame on you.
Mm. Yeah. Shame on me, shame on you, right?
Yeah, and that's and trust me, I am a big believer in you know people doing things they shouldn't be doing. Man, it comes back on you tenfold. So
Yeah,
somebody's doing that to somebody who's already passed away and chooses to go somewhere else. I can almost guarantee you it's going to happen to you when it's your turn.
yeah. I think sometimes you can't, if it's a building, sometimes you cannot help everybody, right? If it's uh, if it's a residential, it's a total different um thing. If it's a building and somebody and they come to me and say, "Yeah, I want help. I can't stay here anymore," then I will help them. But there's a fine line between who you help and who you don't, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yep. Screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me.
yeah.
So
So I'm
you gotta
just,
watch it.
yeah, I just like I have a responsibility to. I don't cross over who willy nilly anybody who I think needs crossing over. I don't do that. You have to have permission from the dead to do it. If they want to be crossed over, you can. But if it's something that doesn't want it, you don't touch it, right?
Right. What do
Or
you think?
sometimes they can't be crossed over because they're they're bound to that building or they're bound to that castle or whatever, right? And they can't leave. Then you leave it alone
Right.
because it's not meant to be touched.
Right.
So I get that also. So it's a real sticky situation when it comes to that, right? You just I think you learn by experience. Um, uh, you have to listen. You have to hear. You have to feel a lot, and you go by that.
Hmm. Yeah. Well, I agree with you on that one. You know, that's sticky, man. I can't, because at the end of the day, dude, they're still human. I mean, that's like keeping
Yeah,
somebody in bondage
yeah, yeah.
for your own selfish needs. I don't see the logic in that.
No,
People have the right to come and go and do whatever the hell they want to do, whether if they got a body or not.
yeah. It's it. You know, if you don't, there are some spirits that don't deserve to be crossed over too. Um, it's just really, oh, you're going into some territory that makes it difficult to answer questions and to help. Um, yeah, there's some bad spirits that are left in limbo because they did certain things to people when they were living, so they're dead in that particular way. If they're in a residential, you kick them out. I don't touch them. I just kick them out of the house because I don't think they belong there and they're not welcome there. If it's a proper spirit that's in a house that needs to leave, I don't kick them out. I cross them over and I said, okay, you don't have a choice. You have to go. And I don't really give them a choice whether they want to go or not. That's it. I mean, you can't stay here. I'm sorry, but you're not allowed to stay here. You're not allowed to hunt this house. I mean, you have to go. And if you have any reasons why you're doing this, please tell me, and I'll try to find out some answers for you with the homeowner, right?
Right.
But if it's a pure haunting, you know, that depends, right?
Now,
Who did who did what to whom and why, and there's just like 50 questions on the board, right? Uh,
I'm, yeah, that's crazy. You know what, Irene? A lot of people don't know what a peer hunting is.
yeah, it's like an it's almost like an entity going into residential, right? They are attached to the building. They're attached to the ground. I mean, you could bless the ground, but I mean, it depends on what happened there a long time ago, right?
Hmm.
If it's a Native American ground, they're protecting their ground, right? And they see you as an invader or whatever, but you have to work with them. You can't kick them out because that's their ground. So you have to work with them in a certain way that say, "Hey, okay, I'll work with you. You could stay here. It's your ground. You can stay here, but I'll work with you, and we'll try to make peace with each other and try to find a commonality and see if we can work together and try to make it so everyone else comes out in a positive attitude and positive ending, right?
Right.
Equals something. Um, yeah, some places are born nasty and you can't do too much about it, right?
Right.
And the thing
Now,
is that, yeah, go ahead.
is it possible? Okay, because when you mention Native Americans,
Mm-hmm.
now we're talking about people that are native to the land.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now let's say if I was to go now, does this apply to any country that people are native of? Do you think they are the same way that Native Americans are to what they are to this land here in the United States?
I
Probably I would
feel
say
like
equals. Yeah.
the Native Americans in America, it's they're completely different.
Mm-hmm.
I can't explain it. They're just different energy wise, different haunting wise, especially when if
Mm-hmm.
you build over near or on an Indian burial ground.
Yeah.
Now,
Now I have felt over here in Japan ghosts from here, and they do.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they feel differently from any ghosts in America. I felt obviously spirits in America,
Yeah.
regular
Yeah.
spirits, angry spirits, Native American spirits, and the ones over here, the ones born died here, even the older ones, they just feel it feels different.
now,
Yeah.
now, do you guys think the reason why it's different is because Native Americans in the states are a little bit more in tune with nature
Yeah,
compared
because you
to the
can't just if you have a haunting by Native American spirit, you can't just go in there with sage.
No. No. See, I wouldn't do that either. I'd talk to them and I'd try to work with them and say, okay, you belong to this land. I know this land is yours, but let's try to find some commonality. Let's try some middle ground where you can exist on this land and they can coexist together. Let's try to do that instead of saying you kick them out because that's not right either.
well, you know what? The thing is about Native Americans, at what point do they get tired of uh, unbroken promises? Because
I think that's what it is because I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
the land was completely taken from them.
Yeah.
they are not, I mean, they are, to be honest with you guys, I mean, and I would feel the same way. If you keep promising me that
Mm,
this is going to happen, that's going to happen, then all I get is broken promises. Dude, I mean, I would not have a choice but to feel some type of way.
mm,
And the only way I can make this right is not only would I curse you, but I'm
mhm,
going to curse the land that
mhm,
you are on to
mhm,
make sure that what you say to it won't happen and you won't say this to other people
mhm,
and so on and so on.
mhm. But you see, the thing is that you don't promise anything to any spirit. You even whatever spirit it is, you don't promise anything to it. You don't. You don't come up with giving a result to them and tell them, yeah, this is that and that. I promise you this. I promise you that. You don't do that. You never do that.
Well,
I
I was
It's
talking
my
about the
rule.
Native Americans
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
before the slaughter begins, because
yeah.
we know things were said, things were done,
Mhm,
before the slaughter of millions of
mhm.
Native Americans.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
it wasn't, and we all know it wasn't right, but the only way for the Native Americans to protect themselves now is to
Mhm,
curse anything and everything that the white man has promised them that didn't come
mhm.
through. So
Yeah.
if you got that land right there, they're going to
Mhm,
say, well, you know what? If you're on this land and we told you to leave, we're going to curse this land. And we're going to curse you and everybody on that land until
yeah.
you fulfill your promise to me.
That
And
yeah.
go ahead.
That's the thing where I think you have to talk to them and reason and find out why they're so angry, and find out if there's any way that I can help you, and so that you won't feel so I don't know, what would you call it, so damaged and so angry. Like, let's try to work with you instead of saying, yeah, I don't belong here, so I'm gonna curse this. I'm gonna say, okay, fine, you curse this land. So what can I do for you, that now that you're a spirit, to help you, so that you could see what maybe I could fulfill, something that'll make you feel better, or I don't know, work with you within reason, right?
Hmm.
That's what I have done so many times now on my friend's land too. I don't know if it's cursed, I don't know what it is, but I think they've died on that land, and she has tried so many times to get rid of them. I said, hey, you can't get rid of them because they were there first. So let's work with them. She goes, okay, we'll do that. And I said, and then she was really sick, and I think she was cursed in a way because she was really sick. They made her really sick. And I said, okay, we can't do this. You're really sick. You're going to the doctor all the time. Let's try to do something with them. So I worked with them, and she she had paranormal hangover. She said, I gotta go to bed now. I said, okay, go to bed, take a rest. She woke up and she said, you know what? I'm no longer sick anymore. I said, hey, that's great. And she goes to Dr. less now than she ever did. So it's trying to reason and try to work with them, and not worry too much about the curse and stuff like that, but try to see them as a human being who has lived and died, and they see what they require, see what the person who lives on the land requires, and say, I'm not going to kick you out. We tried that, don't work. Let's try something else. So you
And
try whatever you have in your book or up your sleeve, and see to make it better for them and
right.
for the person. Right.
And and me being a little boy when I was growing up, and like I was telling you guys, my great grandmother was Native American,
Mm-hmm.
and I saw the hatred
Mm-hmm.
for the white man.
Mm-hmm.
I could never understand,
Yeah.
but my grandmother hated. Sounds funny, but she hated the fucking mailman.
Go figure, right?
She hated the mailman.
Mm,
And you know what? And as an elder and as a kid, you're not even allowed to even ask specific questions to the elder. You would want to
yeah.
ask, Grandma, why are
Yeah.
you show so much hatred towards this individual? But
Mm,
hell, but you got that elder respect.
mm,
When you're a kid, you know your place.
yeah.
You know how to ask that. But as time grows and you become a young man and you figure these things out, and
Mhm.
that's when you put two and two together, which
Mhm.
doesn't make four. About in case you guys want to know that, you figure these things out, and then you come to understand
Yeah.
the so much animosity towards an individual,
Mhm.
and it was really crazy because you saw the look in her eye.
Mhm.
I mean, she had that look like she wanted to kill him.
Would it also be the energy that he created that she doesn't like?
Woo, I don't know.
Because if you don't like that person's energy, you immediately say, no, I'm not going to have you come near me. No, I don't want your whatever, and you stay on your side, and I'll stay on my side. It's
Yeah, but you got to realize that anger has been generated. Okay, so you're looking at, let's go back a little bit farther. So we're looking at great great grandmother. Now you're
Mhm.
looking at the energy from her mother
Mhm.
that she was pushing out all that hatred, and it went into the great great grandmother,
Mhm.
and now she has that energy, and it's, man, it was something. And I'm telling you guys, I seen that look, that it wasn't a pleasant look. It was one of those looks that it really scared you.
Mm.
If it
It,
scares you as a grandchild, can you
mhm.
imagine an adult or somebody who understands that
Mhm.
and can feel that type of energy?
It's
Man,
infectious. That's all. It's infectious. It just you don't know why they feel this way, but it's and then well, the same thing for.
and wait, and you and now I'm gonna use this for an example. Uh, and you kind of feel that energy, and that
Mhm.
energy was passed on to
Yeah,
my aunt,
yeah,
and you felt that energy,
yeah.
the hatred for, or the
Mhm. Yeah,
dislike, or
yeah,
of a certain individual.
yeah,
Now, it's hey guys, I'm telling you that is real.
yeah. It's like racism has the same way, right? They
Yeah,
hate this person's race, but they don't know why they do it. But you look at the background of their parents and their grandparents, and they probably have the same infection. I call it an infection. I call it a disease, or whatever you want to call it.
yeah.
You can call it whatever you want, right? They have the same thing, and they don't know why they hate, but they do it anyways, right?
Well, it's not only that. Let's take it back even farther than that. Let's take it back to the beginning, where the Native Americans had a reason to dislike.
Yeah.
And you know what? And there's not much that you can change much about a Native American and their mind, and the way
Yeah.
they think.
Yeah.
Day one, they thought they were treated wrong.
Yeah.
So there was nothing or no one that can change change
Mhm.
their train of thought.
Yeah.
So something was taken from them. It
Mhm.
didn't get a lot of things were promised, and they
Mhm.
didn't get. So all that energy, all that negative energy on all this land,
Mhm.
it just builds up. It builds up, and eventually it's gonna pop like a big.
Mhm. Yeah.
And maybe that's what some of these haunted locations, that, let's say for instance, some of these lands that
Mhm.
Native Americans are on, maybe that's what they're feeling.
Mhm. Like it's the amount of I could say it in Japanese. I can't say it in English. I lost my words. The amount of like, how dare you, has built up so bad that like to mistrust now, right? For
Exactly.
what has happened to them,
So
and how do we fit? We
yeah. So
can't
the
make it
question is, how do you
better.
fix that? How do you fix that? How do you change that negative that that negative energy and turn it into something positive where it will help everyone out that and will please the Native Americans, and it will also help everybody else that's on that particular land.
You see, the way that I look at, you can't fix a lot of stuff, but you can only
Hmm.
work with it and make it better because you understand them, right? You understand their pain, but you can't change it, but you can always, hey, I'm willing to work with you. Let's try this out. Let's try something. Let's hear what you have to say, and let's try to work it with it together. Let's do it together. Let's create a bond that maybe I could work with you and you could work with me. We'll try to make it a little bit easier so that you could live on your land that you died on. And let's make a pact together, okay? So I'll
Absolutely.
help you, you help me, right?
Right.
And not worry about the other stuff because you're dead now, right?
Right.
You can't do anything anymore. You can't your bitterness, you can't live through your bitterness if you're so damn bitter. Let's figure out why you're so bitter, and let's figure out what we can do to help you so you won't feel bitter anymore, right? Let's try to make it so I can hear you, understand you. Okay, I got it. Now, what can I do for you?
Yeah, but it would, me personally, I think it would take somebody with a great amount of trust
Yeah,
to accomplish that,
it's
because it's all based on, if and it's weird because back then that's all the Native American had was their word, your word. You
mm,
know, if you say you're going to do something, they expect you to do it.
yeah,
You know, because back then they really didn't have a lot. I mean,
yeah,
besides,
Like barter was more the thing back then.
yeah,
yeah. But you see, I'm coming to you. This is what I got. This is my proposal. Take it or leave it.
you can't give them you can't give them three horses and a cattle no more.
No, so it's this is what I got. This is my proposal. You choose, right? Or sometimes I don't. If it's a spirit, sometimes I don't give them a choice. I you know, this is all you got, and this is what I'm gonna do, and you don't like it, too bad. If it's a spirit, if it's a Native American spirit, I treat it differently. I will not do that. I'll say, okay, I'll try to work with you. You work with me. We'll come up with something together. How about that? And this is your land. I agree with you. This is your land. You belong on this land. You stay on your land. That's fine too. Let's work together. Let's try to come up with something that we could all be happy with, right? That's what I do to Native American spirit. Because the more you rebel against it, the more they're going to rebel against you, right?
Right,
And they'll come back to you worse ever than you have ever seen in your whole life, right?
right.
So you don't do that. You really don't do that. You don't have a choice in that area.
So it's basically it can be a win-win situation for
Yeah,
the Native American because
yeah,
believe it or not, they're going to
yeah,
get what they want regardless.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I'm
And
saying?
I'm willing to work with you if you were gonna work with me. And 90% of the time, they do have the ability to work with you, and they will listen to you, right? Because you're being honest with them. You don't throw any punches with them. You be honest with them. You tell them this is what we got. This is the situation. How can I make it so that you won't be angry?
Right. And and Native Americans, they were simple people. They lived simple lives.
Yeah.
They, they what they loved is some of the smallest things.
Mhm.
If you share a knife with a
Mhm.
brave, he
Mhm.
would symbolize that thing, that
Yeah.
knife.
Yeah. Yeah.
If you was to give them a horse, they would idolize that horse. It was so
Yeah.
simple for them.
Yeah. And
And it's yeah.
it all comes down to respect. RESPECT. You
See,
have to. Yeah. You have to respect them. Okay. And it comes down to the simple knowledge of saying, hey, okay, I get you. But I'm gonna say, this person is a good person. This person who lives on this land is a good person. uh let's do it together. Let's try to find something together. Let's find something that what you need. If there's something that you want, I'll try to get it for you. I'll ask for the homeowner, okay, have you got this and this and this? They go, yep. Pour it on the land, give it to them, let them drink. If it's
You
a
know what?
cigarette, give them a cigarette.
Let's think big picture here. In order for all of this, and this is just me, I don't know if anybody else on the listening on the show might think otherwise,
Hmm.
but they were promised so many things in
Yeah.
treaties they never
Yeah.
got.
Yeah.
So not
It,
just to appease the gods,
hmm.
then, why not just the American government just say, "Hey, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
What'd you say? Hey, I messed up. Please
Yeah.
forgive us."
Yeah. Yeah.
That was never done,
No.
and I don't know if it would ever be done. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I
I
usually I can't apologize for what happened to you, but I'm willing to be here for you. And
exactly.
you know,
And we're not talking about everybody that's on the reservations now.
no,
This needs to be directly to the ones that are the ancestors,
yeah,
the ones that are long gone, the ones that built this nation. And like you say, all they want is an apology.
yeah.
It's
Like
not
I I I can't apologize for what happened to them, but I'll
exactly.
work with you. I
Yeah,
think, and you know what? They agreed to that. They'll accept that.
I
The
think they
ones that
would.
I've worked, the ones that I have worked with, they accept it.
I really think they would. What you think, Amanda? Do you think they would accept that?
Sometimes yes, sometimes no. Sometimes they're just angry they're not getting their land.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I can't offer their land back. You can't offer their land back. And Irene can't offer the land back. We
No.
just can't. There has been times when that's all they want is the land back. And
Yeah.
Mhm.
unfortunately, that's nothing we're going to resolve.
No.
Unfortunately, you can't resolve
No.
everything a spirit wants. The reason why they're
No.
sticking around.
Yeah.
You just can't.
Yeah.
The best
But
example I can also think of is not too long ago, Irene had to force one of my I was casually dating this guy for 4 months before he passed away. When he passed away, Irene it was 4.5 years later when Irene forced him to cross over. And the reason why he did not want to cross over, he even told other psychics, told me the same thing. He's upset he didn't get to start a family. He never got married, didn't have kids. I can't help you with that no more.
no.
And I was like, I don't mind you visiting, but then, he was always upset by it, and then every time when he came to visit me, I could feel his energy more and more, like he was getting stronger, and I told Irene, "I'm worried that he's building energy to do something." So that's when Irene had to force them to cross over.
Interesting.
And yeah, I when it comes to something like that, I don't give them a choice.
Because like,
And
I can't.
sometimes you
I'll
know,
help you
if
with
it
something
comes,
else, but I can't help you with that. It's
yeah,
not
if
physically possible for me to help you with that.
because of her safety was involved, that's why. Because of her family, and it's not just her; it's her whole family that was involved in this, right? So you have
Mhm.
to look at the situation. What's at stake here? What are we gonna do, and how are we gonna fix this? And
I
I'm
reached out
stuck.
to you, Enfield. It is me, I promise.
Yeah, it becomes it's you're stuck in a rock in a hard place, right? Like, what do I do? What
Yeah, I
I
told him
do?
if there's someone else I can help you with, I will. But unfortunately, it's not physically possible.
And you can't allow them to try to whatever on you in your
Mhm.
home. You can't allow that. I mean, move. You can't. Come on, get your butt out of the camera. You can't allow that to happen. If it's in your home, it's your home. It's not theirs. And if they're bugging you, you have to stop it, right?
Right.
So it's a different situation altogether. You know, depending on what it is and how it is and what it's doing, I look at that situation and I deal with everything individually. I mean, like, I don't do much investigating here and I don't do much crossing over here because some of them are just like, yeah, don't touch it. But when it comes to in the house, I I'm not aggressive, but this is what I'm going to do. And I told her the man that this is what I'm going to do. And is that okay with you? And she said, yes, okay, we'll do it. I'll do it. And I did it. And it was more for her sake and her family's sake and her family's safety. That's why I did it. But if it's something else, yeah, you gotta take each situation and you have to treat it differently. You know, for the respect of the family or for the spirit or whatever. It's yeah, it's you can't put everything in a pot and say, okay, we're gonna do this all together. No, you can't do it. You have to take each case. How am I gonna do this? How am I gonna react to this? How am I gonna fix not fix it? How am I gonna make it better so everyone can be happy? Right.
Right. Well, that sounds like a full-time job to me.
It is. It is. It is. It is. It
You know,
is.
it's one of those things. I mean, for you guys out there that are gifted, if you're listening, man, that having a gift like that is, I know it can be overwhelming, but I know
It's a
it,
lot of yeah, it's a lot of responsibility, right?
yeah,
And
and
how
I,
you use it. And
yeah,
how you use it is another thing. How do I use it for the right reasons and not for the wrong?
right. And there are so many different people out there that, Kitty, there are so many different people out there that have so many different types. Dude, we can't even explain how many different types of gifts that people
Yeah,
have
yeah.
because a lot of people is not exposing themselves out there to the
No.
world on what they can do, what they can say, what they can see, and what they can think.
Yeah.
Or
You
better
really
yet,
can't.
you know, but let's take it this way. If it was a choice that it would give had
Hmm.
to come together and to save the world,
Hmm.
would they do it?
Nope. Too big of a responsibility.
Well, I guess the world is going to hell in a handbasket then.
Well, not that I wouldn't. How would I? Question mark. Why would I?
Mm.
Give me that reason. Why should I? And why? It's just too much of a responsibility, I think. It's too difficult. And you know what? It takes all of us together to do something.
Well, you know what? Maybe it would take something like that for everybody to come together.
Hmm. But you know what? I work with a lot of teams too. I work with a lot of clairvoyants too. I don't do it alone. I work with a lot of people. If there's something that I can't do it alone, I find somebody else who can help me do it together. And we're a small community. We work together. I mean, if you're willing to work with me, hell, I'm gonna work with you.
Yeah. I mean, it's you, but you know what? It's really not hard working with people.
No,
That don't what clash.
yeah.
The
Remember the team that? Remember when we went to that house? Remember those people who left? I don't get it. Right? I don't get why they left. Eh, eh, You know, let's try to do it for with let's try to help each other. Let's try to help the family. And
right.
the thing is that I don't care whether you like me or not. I don't give a rat's ass about it. I will work with you if you work with me. And whatever feelings that you have for me, I don't care. Let's not let's not do this. This is not the place or the time to do it. Let's work together. Let's try to help these people who live in this house who are being terrorized. Let's help them first.
And the craziest things, they were going to leave without even telling me.
Yeah, and that's the thing that I just don't get it. Like, I don't care what you think about me. I don't. But you can hate me. I don't care. Go ahead and hate me. Who cares? But their personal feelings are being interrupted by who? By what? These people? Are you gonna leave these people? Like, whatever. And then you know what? We had to do it. I had to help you do it together. Remember? And then
Right.
I had to do all these things all by myself. And these people left and say, "Well, I don't like Irene, so I'm not gonna be here anymore." And like, what? I mean, what? I don't get that, right?
And I didn't even know you guys have ever crossed paths. That's what I don't understand. I
Yeah, I
never
don't.
even knew.
Yeah, I don't get it either. But okay, whatever. I'm saying, okay,
You know,
whatever.
that right there tells me just how small this world really is when
Yeah.
you have two people and somebody in the middle that knows both of them, but
Hmm.
doesn't know that
Hmm.
that person knows that person
Yeah. But
until you try to bring them. And when you try to bring everybody together for
yeah,
one common goal, and everything explodes up in your face.
yeah,
Because
There's
like I
and
said, what the hell was
one
going on?
thing someone said about the paranormal field is it's small enough that either I know of you or someone I know knows of you.
yeah.
Right? And and it shouldn't even be that negative. It should be, hey, Amanda, hey, Irene, how you guys doing? Hey, hugs, kisses, and kudos, and all that stuff. It should
No,
be, well, I'm
it's
leaving.
not like that at all. It's not
Yeah,
like
it's
that at
totally
all.
up.
It's not like that at all. Like it's the opposite, actually, to tell you the truth. And they're not willing to work with you, and they don't want to work with you, and say, why not? Why not for? No, I don't care. Why not for these people? Let's help these people. Let's do it together. Why not? But they don't want to do. They said, nope, I'm not going to work with you. I go, okay, fine. Don't work with me. I don't care.
No, and they Joe the fathers.
Yeah, yeah. And it's kind of stupid, if you have history and they don't want to work with you because you had history, okay, fine, bye. Like, like
Yeah,
I'm just saying, okay, fine, bye. See ya.
I don't understand it. You know,
Mm,
it's
But
just one of those touchy, feely type things
but
where,
I'm glad we got the house cleaned. I'm glad we got the dogs quit barking. I'm glad everything else got
yeah,
better. But you know what? It took a hell of a lot of energy out of me because I had to do it all alone, and I should be doing it all alone. You know,
yeah,
and like I said, what the hell? Why? Okay, fine. You know, I'll do it by myself. But that was a hell of a lot of work to do it by yourself. I don't think we should be doing it by ourselves. We should be together, right?
yeah.
We
I
should.
mean, it's. But how often do you get that?
Not very often. That was the first time for me to go, what? I'm sitting there going, huh? I
How
got
often?
my mouth going from here to the floor. I'm going, what the hell? Like, gee whiz.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. It's one of those things where you just, at the end of the night, the job got done.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was happy. Those
Yeah.
guys have not called me back. Uh, you know, everybody's good.
Yeah.
So
But
at the end of the day, everything's okay.
yeah, but think of the people who have to live in that mess. What do we do for them instead of what we do for ourselves, right?
Right.
Think of them. Think of what they have to go through. And whatever we feel about that other person, Joe Blow, I don't care. I really don't care. My
Ooh.
job is to work with the house owners and let's see what we can come to something that they can live in their house.
Yeah, yeah. Amanda, I wish you would have been there that night. That was that. Oh man, that was. I think we were there for a good 2.5 hours.
Yeah. And by the end, I think it was 4 hours afterwards, wasn't it?
No, I think we're no. Wait a minute. What time did I got there? I got there around 6 because daylight saving times had not kicked in yet, so it got darker earlier. So
Yeah,
I got there around 6. I did not leave there until like 10:30. So it's probably
mhm,
been like 4.5 hours.
exactly. Right.
So it was one of those long nighters. but it's all worth it because those guys are able to sleep late. They're able to sleep at night
Hmm.
instead of
And the
getting.
dogs quit barking.
You know what I'm saying? Those damn dogs quit barking.
Yeah, yeah.
You know. But the thing is, and I'm gonna be honest with the both of y'all, and I can honestly say, an environment can well, how can I say this? Environment. I'm not
Hmm.
saying like land or or whatever, but a type of environment can
Hmm.
also uh, help a paranormal. It can definitely help a haunting, especially
Yeah,
when it's so much. Uh, I can't say if it was negative in there,
but
but it
it
seemed
was
like there was like,
cluttered. It was
huh?
cluttered, right?
Yeah, it seemed like there was a lot of heaviness in that house
Yeah,
because they didn't open up the windows. They didn't let fresh air in. They didn't let the sun in. It was just, and I felt like, dude, if you let that in, if you let some of that fresh air in and let some of that sunshine in, it would definitely change the way you think and the way you feel about your
yeah,
home.
Yeah. It's like having a yokai in your home, which is not a spirit, but it's almost like a trickster creating havoc in your home. And how to get rid of it is really difficult because they don't want to leave. Once they come in your house, and because the way it is, they will not leave until you remove some of the clutter from your home, right?
Yeah, and and I'm gonna ask you guys honest opinion, and just be honest with me. The worst type of haunting is it not a family member, because you don't want to get rid of that family member, but then
Yeah,
again, the family, your family members that deceased is causing all kind of ruckus. So you stuck
yeah,
between a rock and a hard place, either to
yeah,
get rid of him or try to have a civil conversation with him. But he doesn't. They don't listen because they're your elders, and elders are going to do what they want to do anyway. Even though you try to
hmm,
have a logical and a sensible conversation with them, you kind of stuck between the two.
yeah. Um, I,
That and friends, family members and
y-
friends, because it's saying goodbye basically for a second time.
yeah. I think that's why I have this thing that I have sessions with the people, their loved ones who have died. I create some kind of closure for them, and we do this session in my home, and that's why I do this, because so that they won't feel so left out and so missed. And so, what do you want to say to them? What message would you like to give them? That's why I think I do this a lot in my home, be, so they wouldn't have to feel that they need them around all the time, right?
Yeah, see, and then you have that sense of like, damn, I just sent him on his way, but
Mm,
I know in my heart I got to deal with this again when I pass over, because the same
yeah.
person that I crossed over, I got
Hmm.
to see them face to face, and they're going to ask me, well, why did you cross me over? I was there to protect you, blah blah blah. One situation can lead to another.
But you know what? Crossing them over is not a bad thing, because you have somebody who found peace, and you hoping that when your time comes, that somebody would help you find peace too.
Yeah.
I
I
always
don't.
wonder, how lonely is it that you're sticking around for me though?
Yeah, it's almost like torturing a person, a dead person, to stick around and force them to stick around because you want them to. It's your selfish reasons that are doing it, for not um because you want them there, not for any other reasons. But yeah, it's not a good thing. I don't agree with that either. You know, I think the loved ones will always come back and visit you. They're not
And
gonna haunt you.
no, they're not going to haunt you. But you know what? And the one thing that us as human beings, do you know the one thing that we seem to do the most?
Hmm.
Anybody, anybody? We seem to forget.
Hmm.
Why do we forget some of the most important things and people in our lives?
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
yeah.
When I was I was at the cemetery today visiting my wife,
Hmm.
and I was. But you know what, guys? I didn't see anybody out. Mother's Day is coming up. Do you know
Hmm.
how many mothers are out there at that cemetery
Hmm.
that nobody goes to visit? Why do we
Yeah,
forget that?
because we're all too busy with our own lives, and we
And so
forget
you
about the
pretty much
ones.
you move on and you kind of start doing your own thing.
But
Yeah.
we can never forget the one, because if it wasn't for those, we would never be here. So we
Mhm.
can't forget those who came before us.
Yeah. It's, that's why I think that we have the Day of the Dead here, that we clean up our ancestors' graves, or we clean up our mother or father's graves. We clean up their, we feed them. We do that once a year in Japan, I think, so that we don't forget them, and
Right?
we make sure that they're properly fed. We make sure they have a lot of water to drink or whatever. And I
So,
think we
and
do that here for them, more for us.
you know what I did? All those flowers I took off my wife's grave and I replaced them, just like I say I was gonna do.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to throw those flowers away. So you know what I did? I went to each female grave and I placed a flower in front of their headstone and I
Mm-hmm.
told them, Happy Mother's Day. As
Yeah.
many as I could, I went and put those flowers in each and one of those graves
Mm-hmm.
and I said that. And
Yeah.
do you know how long it took me to do that? Literally 15 minutes.
Yeah.
15 minutes.
Mm.
I cannot, I don't understand us as
Yeah.
a race, how we can forget the ones that, thank you, the ones that were here before us. They
Mm-hmm.
have feelings, they have emotions, but they do not, they should be forgotten.
Yeah. Yeah.
They shouldn't be. Placing
No.
a rose in front of those guys and say, hey, happy Mother's Day, it
Yeah.
made me feel so happy that I did that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And I don't know these people, but
Yeah.
just doing that makes me feel like
Mm.
I accomplished something, and I think I helped these people here. Somebody actually came to visit them and told them that, because it's no telling when the last time they were told Happy Mother's Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things, man. People are so, like you saying, Amanda. People are so caught up in today's world, they forget
Yeah.
about little things that
Yeah.
means much to people that are no longer here. Now, what I'm saying is, when it's your time to go, wouldn't you want that also? Wouldn't you
Yeah.
want your child or somebody of your descent to come and just put a simple rose and say, hey, happy Mother's Day. Hey,
Yeah.
but you can go out there, man. There is no grave out there that doesn't have, if it wasn't for the ones I put out there, there's nobody that go out there and visit those guys. And
Yeah.
it's horrible.
Mm.
And to me, and it's disrespectful.
Yeah.
A lot of people might think otherwise, but it's disrespectful. You
Yeah.
know,
I,
at some point, those people out there, there were mothers, there were grandmothers,
yeah.
there were fathers. Hey, at least spend that's a little time, not much. We're not asking you to give your day up.
Nope.
A little 10, 15 minutes. Go show you respect, and you wouldn't believe how much of a smile
Yeah.
that loved one would have on his face because you came to visit them.
Mm-hmm. I I think a lot of times that after somebody died, it's kind of painful, so they can't go up there to the grave and visit them. Um, I know a person whose sister died, and the mother was found it so painful that she could go to her own daughter's grave and put a flower out there for her. But she died eventually. She died not too long ago, and the son was left alone. And I talked to him, and he goes and visits his sister's grave. Now he has to visit his mother's grave. But there are things that I talked about with him that he could never talk to his mother about. And Except I can't tell him either. It's it's yeah. Eh. What am I gonna do, right? But
Right?
yeah, it's yeah. That's my problem here. Oh well, you know.
Yeah, it's the one thing about being people that wants to be paranormal investigators.
Hmm.
I ask you, dude, it's a full time job.
Hmm.
If you got a full time job already, you're gonna have two full time jobs. One
Hmm.
you're not gonna get paid for because that's what you love to do. The other
Yeah.
one be your money job because you got to pay bills. You
Yeah.
know, it's you gotta want this,
Yeah.
and,
It's
and and you gotta have and you gotta have a heart. You
yeah.
gotta have compassion. And it's just one of those things. That one day it can make you upset because you're not getting nothing. The next day it can make you happy because you're getting all the evidence in the world.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the question that I have for you guys and Amanda is any evidence good evidence? Good
To me,
question.
it is. To me, it is. To
Yeah, I
me,
was
it
gonna say
is.
usually it is.
Yeah. To me, it is. To me, it is. But then, do I want to share it? That's the thing. Why would I share it?
Mm,
Some of the stuff I can't share, right?
right?
Like the
So,
heartbroken ones,
yeah,
you don't want
yeah,
to tell the family the heartbroken ones because it's gonna
yeah.
be harder on you.
Or it'll break up the family.
Yeah,
So you can't say anything. That's the part, that's the ones that I usually get, right? The ones that I usually get are that one. So I can't tell anybody. And I take it to my grave when I die. I want to tell, but I can't, right? So I just keep my mouth shut. But otherwise, yeah, what do I do, right? What do I
could
do?
either it could either break up the family or depending what it is, it could. I mean, there's no reason to hurt the other person more, especially when
Yeah,
the person passed away. You really can't change anything. Why should
yeah,
I hurt the person more?
yeah. And what good will it do if I tell them that, right?
Yeah,
It's not going to change the fact. It's going to make it worse, I think. So I just
guilt.
don't.
Especially if it makes you feel more guilty.
Yeah. So I
Mm,
just don't. I just keep my mouth shut, I think, with that one. I mm-mm, not doing that. Not going there. I'd rather not go there. You know,
yeah,
if it,
man. Yeah, we go there.
I'll be quiet.
Yeah, we're yeah. That's no, can't do that one.
Nope. You better not.
Yeah.
um, it's just that's a part. If you're gonna be a paranormal investigator, or if you have any empathic feelings, okay, um, what do I do? How do I say this, or do I say this? You have to use your judgment in a very careful way, because you're walking a fine line, and there are rules, unwritten rules and regulations about this, right?
Hmm.
How much do I say and how much when to stop? And if you go overboard, you're gonna be in big trouble yourself, right? And I don't want to get myself into. Sometimes it'll make you sick too. If you're in trouble, the gods will get mad at you, or the spirits will get mad at you for saying something, and they'll make you sick. You're gonna be in big trouble because you said something you should have said something, right? So you don't say anything. You keep quiet about it, right? And That's a big thing about. That's a big thing about. That's where I draw the fine line, and it's just something that I have to do. And that's why I stay and I don't pick sides. I'm here in the middle. I'm not gonna be in your fight. I'm not gonna be in their fight. And sometimes, remember what I told you, Terry? Remember when your wife and they were having a discussion and all the spirits were fighting it up in heaven? I said, "Yeah, not going there. Yeah, okay, you can do that on your own time, not on my time, please." You know, remember I said that.
Yeah.
Remember I said that, and I said, "Yeah, we're not gonna get involved in this. Yeah, I'm not gonna talk about this. Yeah, we're not gonna do this. My time is more precious. Stop it." You know, and that's what happens, right? They said, "No, I don't agree with this. No, I don't agree with that." I said, "Okay, fine. You don't agree with do it on your own time, not on my time, please." You know. So yeah, we have that too. You know.
And you know what? I really consider myself a lucky man,
Hmm.
because a lot of people, and I got to tread lightly with this, because a lot of people really can't, how can I say this? A lot of people can't really, oh man, I'm trying to think, how can I put it like this? How can I put it?
It's they they can't agree with you, or they can't go with the flow, or they can't understand. Let's put it that way, okay?
Well, yeah, I mean, because okay, how do you think uh, people would feel if I told them that I speak to my wife on a weekly basis?
Yeah, I know
They
that.
would think you lost it.
Yeah. Or we have sessions together. Remember, Terry, you, me, and Grandpa, right?
Yeah. Hi, Grandma.
And yeah, we do that too. And if you need a question to ask, you you come in and we talk about it together here, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you want to find out more information of the past, yeah, we talk about that too. And
Oh, dude.
depending on how he acts and how he feels, depending on the answers that you get.
And that's the most intriguing part.
Yeah.
When you have a situation like that and you're able to go
Yeah.
through something like that and you're able to find out information
Hmm.
about
Yeah.
things and people from a long time ago, and it's
Yeah.
it's really cool because you know on where
Hmm.
you come from,
Yeah.
and it's you
Be-
able to communicate with that person, and that you are a sole descendant of this person
mhm,
right here.
yeah.
And
Because Grandpa came on a whim. Like, I didn't know he was there. All of a sudden, he came through, and I go, "What? Do you know somebody?" And I asked you, "Do you know somebody?" And I asked you a question. They go, "Yeah, why?" I go, "Well, he's here right now with me." He goes, "No, really?" I go, "Yeah, he's a descendant of you, and he told me he knows you." And I said, "Oh, okay," like, and I asked you a question, and you said, "Oh, that's weird." And you had to ask your family. Remember at that time, it was just really, it was like, how did that happen, right? It was just a strange feeling. It
yeah, it
just
was. I mean, it was it was one of those things. I mean, because I did not even expect for him to even do what he did, but thank God he did, because he was able to, I wouldn't say solve a lot of issues, but
no,
it definitely calmed the situation down.
yeah, and open up the doors, I think,
Yeah.
because right now his energy is more of an angel. So
Right.
he has a job of helping people who need help. So that's why I leave that portal open so he can come in, because he doesn't do any harm to anybody. He's there to help and to maybe make it so you won't feel so uncomfortable. That's what his job is. His job is being an angel, and his job is helping, and his job is trying to make things a little bit easier on
Right.
everybody else. And that's why I leave that portal open so he can come in and out.
Amanda was
And
all right.
yeah,
What's that?
I said, "You okay?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You look like you're tired.
No, it's been a long week.
Long week.
yeah, it
Yeah.
has.
So let me ask you a question, Amanda. As two podcasters. We both podcast, and we both have. You have a partner uh, on your podcast, Irene, and I'm just going to ask you. What kind of advice can you give me to make my show better? From one podcaster to another. Is there any advice that you can give me that would make my show better?
I really don't
Man,
have. I don't. I mean, it's your podcast is your podcast.
well, no, because I'm always looking at advice always help, and I always you know take it, and I would I, I'm always looking to make things better. It's just like when me and you talked text last week, and you asked me how certain questions about the podcast, and and I'm that type of guy. Also, I want to do that. Feedback goes a long way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always that person that likes that feedback, whether it's negative or positive, to make my show better. And I hope it would be the same thing for you. You know, uh, if you was to ask me, I was like, well, okay, this and that, and I would be honest with you. So I just want to, hey, just if there's anything that you look on my podcast that I need to improve on, just hey, I'm asking, let me know. I mean, I'm that type of guy, man. I will try to implement it and go from there. So, is there
I got
anything?
what?
Is there anything? Do I talk too much?
Mm,
No, no.
no,
Stick your finger in the light socket. That's all.
Do I got a big head? Do I need to shrink my head or something?
no, you can't. It's not even physically possible to do that.
No,
My
no.
hope is your hat. I've not seen your hat though, so
Grow
Hey,
more hair.
oh no, she didn't do the hair joke. I'm sensitive to my bald head. So I mean, I'm just because I'm always looking to improve things because there's
Yeah,
always room for improvement. So as
it's
you as a podcaster, and I ask everybody this: what can I do to make the show better? And I want your honest opinion.
I don't know. I don't see anything. Oh God, we're gonna
Uh,
go there.
you,
Mm,
you know,
like
uh, I'm always open to suggestions. That's just me. I've always been like that, and I've always been that guy to particulars. I mean, because if I'm doing something wrong, I want to be able to, you know, try to correct it to make it better.
like
Because there are podcast shows out there that, man, that blowing me out of the water,
Mm.
and I want to be able to get to where those guys are.
Well, I don't worry about what they do because they do what they do and
Yeah.
you do what you do, right? You do what you do. You do
No,
what you like. I mean, they
Yeah,
no.
do what they like.
we can't compare ourselves to another podcast.
Oh,
They do what they do. Like she
Well,
yeah,
said, we do what
but
we do.
I
What
yeah.
want
works for you might not work for us, vice versa.
I
Like
want
I
to.
I
mean,
was maybe show
you have
pictures.
grown a you have grown a good amount for not
Yeah,
needing a network.
yeah.
I want to be able to. But you guys don't understand. But you guys understand what I'm talking about, right? It's those little petite particular things that.
Well, if they want to bring on pictures, I think you could show them on the screen so everyone else
Hey,
can watch it.
see, I have not managed to get that. Have you, Amanda?
We haven't yet. We had someone who holding off on doing our podcast because they have another project coming up, and then they say they want to do it, but then they want to bring in pictures of the props that they use, which is fine. A lot of people, I mean, they have that option, but we haven't found people who are like, yeah, let's show this evidence of this photo or this video I took. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously, we see it's possible on StreamYard to do that, to
yeah.
present.
And I'm able to do that, but I can't do it off this darn. Hey, anybody want a Chromebook? I'll send it to you.
Mm.
This, and I don't know if it's the Chromebook that's holding me back from doing it, or because I know I'm able to do it through StreamYard, but I just can't do it for some reason.
Nick Muley, if you're watching, help! He does that a lot on his podcasts. He shows pictures and stuff like that. Maybe he can help us, you know, or
You know,
somebody out there
so
who's
you know,
savvy. Help,
I'm
you know.
I'm glad you guys mentioned that because ain't even implemented that on
Yeah,
my podcast
yeah.
yet.
Or even show parts of a video, like not the whole thing, but just tap in on the certain situations that happened to these people on their investigation, that's showing, okay, this is what happened here, this is what happened here, this is what happened here. Look at this thing. What do you think? Like, I mean, that would be really interesting too, you know.
It would help if StreamYard would allow guests to show their own pictures on their own.
I Okay, so we that is actually possible now because we did have Nick on the show, and he was able to. He showed us his pictures and videos. I'm not sure how, but he was able to. I mean, it pops up. All I had to do was click, allow it to go on the screen, kind of
Right.
thing.
That's what I'm curious to know
That's
how
the
he.
only thing I had to do on my end was put it into the screen because it popped up as a guest would, and then I
Right.
just
Hmm.
have to add it to the allow it to go to the main screen.
Yeah,
Hmm. All right. Well, I'm gonna have to check onto that one there because I didn't even think that.
because I think that'd be really helpful for them.
And
Yeah, I haven't
another,
found those companies yet. If I found a company, yeah, we definitely would.
Yeah,
But it would be expensive if it's just me and Irene offering prizes.
yeah. Well, I we have one, right? We have one, the crystal that I have, right?
Yeah.
Um, and you have one too, Terry, the one that I sent to you. Remember for your show?
yeah.
You still haven't done anything.
Well, nobody's worthy.
The people who are watching it are worthy.
Nah, you got to stand out among the crowd.
Oh
I was gonna
gosh.
say, I mean, yeah, that's a good theory to do, but unfortunately, those people who want to do the co-op where they give away
Yeah.
equipment, I think you have to already be a bigger podcast to get that bigger reach.
Mm,
Well,
mm,
and to be honest with you guys, I used to do that. I used to, and at one point when I used to have a raffle, I
mm.
gave away GoPros,
Mhm.
I gave away cameras,
Mm-hmm.
and I gave away, oh, what else did I get? And merchandise.
Uh-huh.
Oh, come on now. It ain't even noon over there. You yawning already.
Oh, come on. I
You
caught a
know,
cold, okay?
Yeah,
I
it's everyone. That's part of my issues. Everyone in my household has been sick this whole entire week.
Yeah.
ooh-wee. And so I understand what she's saying, man. That would be a good idea, you know. But another thing, are you guys are gonna make any podcast merch?
We
Uh,
might if we become a little bit bigger. I don't want to throw a lot into it if we're, 'cause that's what we were saying before. We'll do more the bigger we become. Because right now it's just I don't think we have enough of
The following?
the audience who would actually do the merch as of right now.
Well, you know, guys, I'm be honest with you. Don't let that stop you guys, because if you build it, they will come.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I would do is, hey, do you guys have a dollar store around there anywhere?
I do.
We have something called 100 yen store.
I don't know about the 100 yen. It's like a dollar store where
Yeah.
everything in there is a dollar.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
much.
what I would do is I would go in there and buy up like dollar coffee mugs and put your name on there. You got your merch, and you only spent $2 or $3 at the most.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and you can sell it for $5.
Mm-hmm.
And that right there, what you got, a $3 profit.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
I don't know if they sell mugs. I'd have to look. But how do
They
you put the
do.
logo? How would you put the logo on it, or do you just?
but you know what I did? Hey, a lot of people don't think about this, Amanda. Okay, have you ever? I don't know if they have those stores where those. Okay, you've been to Walmart, right?
I have,
They
yeah.
those sticky little alphabet things on there. They like stick and peel.
Mm-hmm.
You put them on, and they come in so many different colors, and you can stick that on to your coffee mug and make it all nice and neat. And if you want, you can actually go in and put a particular logo before, then put your paranormal podcast name on there, and they won't. And I'm telling my secrets online. Oh God!
Yeah. See, now you got your finger stuck in the stupid damn nut socket again.
See, I forgot I was live, and I'm telling secrets. Y'all gonna have to delete this. But yeah, I mean, there are so many ways that you
Yeah.
guys, that, you can make merch, and it would be so cost effective, man.
Mm-hmm.
Where you just spend a little bit of nothing, and everybody knows, man. Merch is, you make it cheap and you sell it. It just like any other store.
Yeah.
It's sold at a wholesale price, then they'll just mark it up. So what you're doing is no different than what anybody else in a convenience store or a gas station is doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, uh, I got some. I had some coffee mugs. I'm gonna send Irene a coffee mug on her
Okay.
next package. Uh, and Amanda, if you send me your address, I'll send you one too.
Okay. I have
Uh,
an American address I can send you. You still have to do because obviously it goes through Japan, the Japanese UPS, so you'll still have to do like a custom form as you do Irene, just because.
oh, interesting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because even when I send stuff to the states from here, even though I'm sending it from an American address, because I just go to the post office and I have an American address, and I use it so I can get like stuff from Amazon still delivered that I
Mm-hmm.
can't get here. And or also when when someone sends me a package, they don't have to pay the international shipping, but because it still goes through the Japanese, goes through the Japanese post office, they still want to see what is being shipped through. So you
Yeah.
still have to do a custom form.
Okay.
Because I
Mm.
back to the States, I still have to do the custom
Yeah.
forms because obviously when it leaves post office, goes through the Japanese one. They check this, make sure. Just technically going through an American address through a Japanese back to an American address.
And that's kind of more difficult than what it is, than what it should be, should it? Oh my God.
Because the soil is on Japanese soil, but you see her where she where, where she is like it's it's still base, it's still American property
Yeah,
on
so I
Japanese
I
soil.
have a Japanese address. Irene can send me stuff. It's easier
Hmm.
for her. But then I have the American. I went out there and got the American address just so I can get stuff sent, so they're not paying international shipping,
Why
Yeah.
come
and I can still go and shop online and use an American address.
Yeah.
those little turds? It's not the. Well, you know what? Either way, I'm gonna send you guys some mugs,
Okay.
coffee mugs, and um,
I'll drink out of it.
be careful.
Right, I've been using this one because I got it here, and it's supposed to be like a Japanese cake.
Hmm.
Okay.
So I'm like,
I
I'm
like
gonna drink out of this one just so everything's kind of Japanese related.
Well, just one of those things, I guess.
Yeah.
Man, hey, did you all that candy I sent you? You still have it, or you got rid of it?
Me?
Yeah,
Candy?
Yeah, he didn't send me candy.
I didn't get any candy.
those candies for the peanut for the cookies.
Oh no, I kept it. I hid it. Because my son's gonna eat it all. My kids are gonna go after it.
Oh, wow. So
My son loves peanut butter. Um, Reese's
when
Pieces.
I was
So
a kid, I used to eat the heck out of those things.
yeah, my oldest son will stick his hand in. He'll go like this to it, and I said, "What are you doing? You
Well,
can't eat all that. That's mine." He goes, "No, it isn't.
well,
That's
I
mine." I
well,
said, "That's mine."
well, I know next time to send more uh, uh, taco shells.
Yeah,
I gotta send more taco shells.
they fight over taco shells.
Really?
Yeah, they're always fighting over taco shells.
Well, they're not just any taco shells. There are
No.
Dorito Loco taco shells.
I miss
Huh?
Mexican food. I
Are you telling me there's no Taco Bell over there?
there's Taco Bell, but that's not really considered because I have Taco Bell on base, but it's I don't. But there's a limited menu, but I
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
still don't consider that like actual Mexican food.
Oh well, yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like actually go to an actual restaurant. We don't have Italian food. So I'm like, man, if people want to make me jealous, send me pictures of other food. For some odd reason, people keep sending me photos when they go to a Japanese restaurant, and I'm just like, okay, I can leave my house to get the real thing. It
Yeah.
doesn't make me jealous.
No.
I
Well,
just look at yours and think that does not look as good as what I'm about to go out and get. Like,
well,
send
Yeah.
me pictures of when you go out somewhere else, like to a Mexican restaurant or Italian restaurant. I don't
Yeah.
have that here.
well, how about some baked spaghetti?
We don't have that here. You can't go to a restaurant and get it.
I mean,
No.
you can make it in your oven.
Our oven here, Japanese ovens are about the size of an easy bake oven. That's the issue.
So what's the
She
I
laughs
have a
because
bigger
it's
oven.
true. It's
I have a
basically
bigger
an
oven.
adult easy. It's basically an adult easy bake oven. Mine even runs on a D battery.
what's the point of even having them then if they don't work for you?
Oh shit! Something happened. Hold on.
Oh Lord.
Damn it. Oh shit.
And that's what I tell people. I'm like, I can't really bake for a family in there when it's so small.
So what do
Like
you do for the holiday?
I can't fit a cookie tray in there. What you can do, the only thing you can fit in there is like one of those 4 pan of those four muffin pan things, just the four.
Uh-huh.
That's it, and that takes up the whole entire space.
My oven is big, and it's more expensive. It's about $1,500 to buy a proper
He does
oven in
not
Japan.
have a traditional Japanese oven because Japanese ovens here traditionally they're very. Most houses don't have an oven, but the
Nope.
ones that do are basically the size of an easy bake oven.
Yeah.
Well, I thought you don't, but you live on base, right?
No, I live out. I still live out in town.
Oh, I thought you lived right there on base.
I don't live. Yeah, they have the American ones. Unfortunately, base house was full when I got here, so we had to get an apartment out in town.
Really? How
And yeah,
far is
so we
it?
have.
How far does he travel?
Oh, he doesn't travel far. We still see because we live out behind me. Because it's only about. It only takes 10 minutes to drive to base
Oh, okay. Well,
Mm,
that's not too bad.
because we have the bay right behind us.
Now, are you
yeah.
guys on are you guys on housing? Uh, are you guys waiting for housing, or you think you're going to be there long
No,
enough to?
we've been here. We're gonna probably stay here because we had to. We got one where we signed a year lease, and then after that it's month to month. So we're gonna be probably here instead of just moving around. Unfortunately, that's how it is. If you get get housing in town, it's just one of those things where they move new people onto that waiting list that are coming in.
Oh
Yeah.
wow! I mean, I didn't. Wow, that's crazy.
I mean, we're not mad about it.
I would be.
It's just I can't cook like I used to because I don't have the oven.
Well,
Yeah.
you know what? We'll get you a barbecue pit, no problem.
You can't barbecue in this country because it's illegal because of against the fire regulations.
What?
Yeah.
You can't even barbecue in your own backyard?
I don't have a backyard.
Okay, what about in your garage or in front of your garage?
People do, but yeah, it's against the fire regulations.
See, you know what? If I lived over there, I've been and got arrested because I've been and broke all kind of rules. I'm telling you,
You still coming in October?
I want to. I'm planning on to, and just 5 months away.
We gotta get Amanda out on this side of the country.
Well, I think I think we can use a military jet to go get her, airplane to go.
Wish.
I mean,
but you
tech-
see,
you know,
but you see,
technically it's mine since I paid for it, so I should have the opportunity to use it whenever I feel like it.
Fortunately,
actually,
government doesn't ever see it that way.
but you
But they,
see, we have to visit Amanda on her side because there's a haunted place that my husband knows that's not too far away from where he used to live. So we have to go and visit her.
It's like 2 hours away from me.
So
Inunaki Village. Have you ever seen the movie Wrong Turn?
I seen part Wrong Turn 2. I think there's a part 2 I saw to that.
yeah,
Well, I think it had some remakes to it, but there was a town in a forest where they had no laws.
Uh-huh.
That's this town.
yeah,
Oh,
that's a place that my
There's still. I mean, it's abandoned now, but at where the sign still stands in Japanese. If you pass this point, Japanese law does not exist.
yeah.
mm.
So my husband knows of it when he was growing up as a kid,
Oh wow,
And it
and
that
warns you because once you pass that sign, those people living in that village will do whatever they want to you.
yeah,
well hell, as long as they got beer, I don't care.
it's friggin' haunted.
Mm.
So
Wow.
you know, I was thinking of going if you're up to it, and if Amanda's up to it,
I
we'll
don't
go.
want to see it, but I don't want to go alone.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to, I want to bring a friend with me. You know, I I'm kind of talking into it. But the only thing that he hates is the damn airplane ride, the long airplane ride.
It
Bring
is.
somebody else in.
Yeah, I'm
It's
trying
at
to get.
least over 12-hour flight.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Bring
Uh,
somebody else.
hell, I'm trying to get Tori. I was trying to talk Tori into going.
Mm.
I mean, he's got more to gain than anybody else. I mean,
Mm.
he's into fashion. I mean, Tokyo's a big fashion place over there. He can go over
Yep.
there, and, you know.
Electronics and fashion. Electronics too.
So he'll probably love it,
Yep.
you know. But then again, I don't know. Kids are gonna be kids.
Well, I'll probably find somebody that will want to go with you.
Hmm. Well, that might be. I might have to take you up on that.
Okay. I'll reach out.
I will, but they're paying for their own trip, though.
Yeah, I know. I know. Ellie, pick you up at the airport.
I think
Yeah,
that's
that.
gonna be the hardest thing for someone though, is paying for that plane ticket.
Well, it's cheaper now than it was before because the dollar's up and the yen is lower. So,
The dollar's up. What are we up to now?
shit, I can't figure it out. My husband
It
knows.
was at 153 on the dollar
Mm-hmm.
the other day. So
Well, when he gets up to like $3. Uh-oh.
My doorbell. Hi. Hi.
Uh-oh, that's food guy.
Oi, genkaに行ってくれる?
I'm trying to get her to teach me how to talk in Japanese, but
Shit.
she can't teach me.
なんてかなんないかなこれ.
See? Don't that sound so cool?
yeah,
うざいね.
Who? What?
Oi. Oh, he's not home. Shit. I'm the only one that's home. Hold on.
she's yelling for people not in her house.
Wow. I wish I had a
I
house
feel like
like
we've all
that.
been there.
はい。
I wish I had an empty house where nobody was there. That'd be so cool.
Okay, I'm done. Let's go upstairs.
What are you doing?
Mother's Day flowers.
Nice.
Oh, Amanda, what are you getting for Mother's Day?
I'm not sure yet. I know he works all day tomorrow, so probably at least dinner somewhere.
Now, what about your parents? Your mom?
I don't really talk to my family too much, so
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Long story, short story.
I was being a black sheep of the family. He was
Yeah.
really religious family.
Well, hey, now you see how I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was the black sheep of the family. So yeah, my dad was a minister for. I grew up as minister's daughter, so a Baptist minister's daughter. So
Did they put the S in front of the B or just the B? Because I think there's two different. I think Southern Baptists are
not
worse.
Southern Baptist. I don't even know really what Southern Baptist difference would be
Whoa, boy,
because we were
I
in
don't know.
Michigan, so they call it the First Baptist. So
Southern Baptists, you need to go to some of these small towns in East Texas and Louisiana, Alabama. That's Southern Baptist. And trust me, ugh, they are the worst.
I've never been to one. I don't know if I actually would want to.
Yeah, they are something else, man. They, ugh. Southern Baptist people, they. I don't even know how to put them, man. You know, because what they, I don't know, they're just weird people.
I have no problem going to different churches to learn about different religions if someone invites me. Because I'm like, well, I don't really know anything about it, but I mean, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, I was like, I'll go just to learn. I won't. I have no problem going. Doesn't mean I'm going to become a member.
No.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just going there to observe. I mean, I went with some friends who they were Mormon to their Mormon church, but I stopped going because then the preacher started preaching that if you're black, it's because you're being punished by God, and that's when I'm just like, you know what? This might not be for me to keep coming to learn more. I
Yeah, you wonder why they don't have any black members.
Yeah.
Yeah, when I heard that, I was like, yeah, I don't want my friends knowing I'm coming to this. So I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna
You
be busy now every Sunday. Sorry.
and they are persistent. Those little boogers are persistent, boy. They will beat the hell out of your damn door till they get you to open it.
Oh, that never happened to me.
Damn Jehovah, Mormons and Jehovah Witnesses.
I used to say I'm atheist. They hate that.
Oh, don't tell
Are
them
they
you.
trying to get you to learn more though? Trying to save your soul?
Or I'll say I'm a witch, and they'll really run away. You know, it's abracadabra.
Hey, I tell them I'm a warlock.
Good.
Don't you never again. I'm gonna put a curse on you.
That's good. I'm gonna remember that one.
Yo, okay, though.
I should get out my black candle and say, "Hey, do you want?"
There you go.
Because you do use your black candles.
There is one church, and I think it's in Arizona,
Mhm.
that I want to check out because it's on my bucket list, just because I'm curious what a sermon would be. The
Mhm.
Pastafarians,
Oh,
the flying spaghetti monster.
Wait, hold up. The what?
The flying spaghetti monster.
Never even
They're
heard of
called
it.
Pastafarians, but there is an actual church. I think it's in Arizona. It has like, because I remember hearing about it in Phoenix, and they were just like, it has like 30,000 members. And if you look it up, a lot of the members of the church wear the colanders on their head on their driver's license. They said it's for religious reasons.
Hmm. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that out when I get off the podcast with
I
you guys.
guess it was started by pirates, and I'm just like, wait, do you get spaghetti at the sermon? I want to know.
Damn, do they get spaghetti every Sunday?
That's what I was wondering. I'm like, I have to see. I just have to see what at least a sermon there looks like for the
Right,
flying spaghetti monster.
right, man. Spaghetti's on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Sundays.
I'd be okay with going to that church if they're giving me spaghetti.
Wait a minute, what kind of spaghetti?
I don't. I don't even know. That's what I'm saying. I think I wonder if that spaghetti would be. I'm like, I wonder how legit that spaghetti would be if they serve spaghetti.
I like my spaghetti in the oven. I like oven spaghetti
The
with a
baked spaghetti,
lot, huh?
baked spaghetti.
Baked spaghetti with a lot of cheese and a lot of ground beef.
Mm.
And if you can, throw a can of jalapenos in there.
Oh gosh.
What? Yep. Are you taking notes on the spaghetti? How to make spaghetti?
I know how to make spaghetti. I make my own sauce.
I'm talking about Amanda.
No, I was just wondering how you make it because I mean I'm half Italian, so I mean I had a spaghetti recipe from my grandma, but it takes hours to make.
Well, you probably make the traditional Italian spaghetti. You
Yeah,
roll the meatballs up.
はい、ちょっと花瓶出して。
No, 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 no. This is
that's
what
what
I
I'm wondering. I'm like, what is this oven spaghetti? I've only made the other spaghetti, not the oven spaghetti.
do. I'm gonna tell you how it's done. Okay. Now, of course, you want to boil your spaghetti like you. Now, first of all, what kind of noodles do you use? Do you use the stringy? What is that spaghetti? The real thin. What that?
Angel hair?
Do you use that time, or do you use the thick ones, the original spaghetti, the ones that are pretty thick?
I know what you're talking about. I usually use angel hair just because I like the smaller
Yeah, I use a
spaghetti.
little the thicker ones. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna boil it like you normally would boil your spaghetti, but you're gonna base it in
Here,
two pots.
花瓶出して。
The first pot you're gonna cook. You're gonna cook your ground beef. Now I know you used to rolling your ground beef into
Mhm.
meatball because my son likes it that way.
ちょっと
But
こっちなのか。
わかんねえっつって。
we need ground beef. We need to ground it up real fine. Make that the first layer of ground beef. Then you're gonna put your spaghetti, lay it out. Then you're gonna put whatever sauce that you use, which it can be homemade spaghetti sauce or it can be Rotel, not Rotel. What is that spaghetti sauce in the jar?
Ragu.
Yeah, ragu.
Ragu, but there's also yeah, Prego.
Yes. I mean, whichever you guys prefer. So once that's done, all right, now you want to pour the cheese on that. Okay. Then the second layer of ground beef, you want to lay that fine. So your first layer of spaghetti is ready. Okay, so what you want to do again is lay it again with spaghetti. That's where that second pot of spaghetti sauce noodles come in at. So you want to lay that again. Pour your sauce. Put your another roll of ground meat. And like me, I like mine with a lot of ground beef. And you want to just what kind of cheese do you like?
For spaghetti, I use either mozzarella, well, mixture mozzarella and
Parmesan.
Parmesan?
yeah. I'm trying to think of it. It starts with a P. Why can I not remember it?
Okay, but with if you really want that, do you want it spicy or do you want a traditional taste of spaghetti?
I like the traditional taste, but I'm
Okay,
also starting to want a little bit
okay,
of spice.
so therefore you will go ahead and just lay it with American cheese. But mind you, you got one layer already and you got the second layer on top. Now, if you want that spiciness, you will want to go get a bag of Mexican it's called Mexican. You might not have it over there. It's called Mexican cheese, and
The
it has like
Mexican blend.
yeah. And you want to roll, and you want to throw that on there, and throw it in the oven for like 20 minutes. So you want everything to cook, and you want everything to soak into each other. So when you pull it, when you dip it, it'll be just like spaghetti. But the good thing about this is this particular spaghetti here in the oven, you're supposed to eat. I mean, you're supposed to eat it with cornbread instead of
Not
eating it.
everyone can make good cornbread though,
Yeah,
because I'm from North Carolina,
there
right
you
on the
go.
border of South Carolina, and there are some people there that can make quality cornbread, and there's other people here just like there you should not be making cornbread. I mean, if you've had cornbread, you know what I'm talking about. If you've not had cornbread, then
Oh yeah,
you're like, what's the difference? There's a difference. A good cornbread.
oh yeah.
recommend one that just
if you can't make the homemade cornbread, then go to the store and get you a box of Jiffy.
yeah, I was gonna say not everyone can make cornbread.
Go get you a box of Jiffy. Put that in there. But in the meantime, you got you got that spaghetti cooking, probably about 200, 275. Let it
Mhm.
cook in there for like 20 to 30 minutes. Pull
Mhm.
it out, serve it. I guarantee you, your husband will love it. Yeah. And what really,
I miss cornbread now.
oh, I just use a box of Jiffy. I don't get out of the box with the cornbread. You can't go wrong with Jiffy now. Eggs, uh, sugar, milk, and 2 boxes of Jiffy, and you're good.
I'll have to look to see what Jiffy is here.
I've never tried that. I've never made cornbread either.
Oh my God.
Not everyone can make quality cornbread though.
Don't have Jiffy there? Are you serious?
Nope, I've never seen it.
Seriously, yeah.
Mm.
Unless I can go to the American Embassy grocery store.
You might
And
have.
yeah.
You tell that American embassy you want a box of Jiffy cornbread.
Dang.
Uh-oh. What's up, Chris?
He wants cornbread too now. You're making everyone want cornbread.
Yeah. Cornbread is good for you.
I have cornmeal, so I have
Nope.
to make homemade if I have to.
Oh, he said he would ship it to you. If I don't beat you to it first.
Oh dear.
Then there's some peanut butter too. Like the small jars you can get at like for like $2 at the store. She pays $45 for.
Woo!
No, 50. It
50.
depends on which store I go to.
Okay, that's not better than 45. 50, yeah.
I
And you
paid
know what? This small ones I'm talking about, it might be like $2-3 for you. $50
yeah.
for here in Japan.
Wow.
That's how much I paid for this little jar.
Mm-mm-mm. And just think, I was going to send you those double things of Jiffy peanut butter.
I love peanut butter. I love peanut butter. You know, everyone eats peanut butter here.
Peanut
My
butter.
kids like peanut butter
That's what
too.
I'm saying. If you want to bring a present to pass around, I would seriously do jars of peanut butter. Make it look like you're a baller.
Is that what they doing over there?
I mean, that's what I would do if I were you. Go to a store, pick up the ones for like $2-3, or even a medium sized one for like $4 or $5. Just start passing around Japan.
Oh,
Everyone's
wow.
be like, "Ooh, he a big spender with this peanut butter."
Ooh. All right now. Hey, I might
Because
have
people,
to.
I'm like, seriously, bring peanut butter, and you're gonna look like a big spender here.
Yeah.
That and individual paper towels, because you can't buy paper towels here either.
Oh, I can get paper towels at Costco.
Costco, but regularly go to a store, no. You can't go. If you're not going to the store, go use Costco or something, which not everyone can.
Oh, that's true.
Costco's 2 hours for me, so I'm like, I'm not driving 2 hours for paper towels.
Hell, I go. It takes us 4 hours to go to Costco, and I still go.
Wow.
That's not everyone's gonna go drive hours to go to Costco.
Oh, I do. Because I have a lot of kids that eat a lot.
Dude, I seen a Costco today. There was more people in the gas line than were actually in the store.
Oh,
What they
there's a
so
lot of
sell
people in the
coffee?
store here. Because Japan is really expensive. That's why I think there's a lot of people in the store.
All right.
Oh, I
Oh,
miss watermelon. You can't just go out and buy watermelon. Yeah, I mean, some stores do sell it, but it'd be like $100 for a watermelon. I'm not spending $100 on a watermelon. It better be the best watermelon I've ever had in my life, plus then some, for
Let
me
it
to want to spend $100.
let it be the yellow watermelon, not the or like the pink one.
Mm, yeah. Watermelon can be expensive in Japan. They're just coming in season and they're from Okinawa. Or you can plant your own watermelon by seeds.
No, yellow seedless watermelons.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I don't have them in my area.
Oh, I have them in our area.
See, I haven't
Look,
seen them in my area if we do.
can we be one unified area, please?
I mean, I have seen the small ones I used to buy at the store for like $2. They're like $50 here or
Oh,
more. And that made me sad because I'm like, I can't justify spending that much on a really like in a bite-sized watermelon.
right. Man, I hate to see how much an onion costs over there.
uh $4
No, $4 for an onion?
for a bag of 3 onions.
Hmm.
That's still over. You know how much an onion costs these days over here?
Uh-uh.
29 cents.
Yeah, really? Oh dear.
All right. I'm gonna throw that in the care package too. One onion.
No, can't send fresh vegetables. They'll get confiscated.
Would peanut
Oh,
butter get confiscated, Irene?
Nope, nope. Just vegetables and
No.
certain types of seeds will get confiscated.
mm.
I wish you could mail alcohol so I can send people sake,
Oh,
but I
you
can't.
guys should have plenty.
People say, eh,
Yep. If you ever go to Japan, Andrew, bring peanut butter and paper towels as a present for people.
Oh. Well,
Like,
you
thank
know
you for the
what?
good service. Here's one jar of
Hey,
peanut butter as a gift to thank you.
is that the key to a woman's heart over there? Peanut butter and paper towels.
I don't
Probably
know.
is. That, and if you go and buy like the 99-cent reusable grocery bags, that's also big here too. Just because here in Japan, you have to buy each grocery bag that you use,
Mhm,
each plastic bag. So that's
mhm.
why like reusable shopping bags is also huge. Even like this cheap 99-cent ones.
Wow. You know what? If that's the case, I would bring y'all some of those universal paper bags, the ones that are plastic that HEB uses. Those recyclable ones, you can just use them over and over and over again. Or do like
Yeah.
my my grandmother used to do. Use a pillowcase.
Hey,
Yep,
that's for trick or treating when I was a kid, using a pillowcase.
yep, pillowcase as a yep. That's the only way you can do it. Calm down, sunshine.
What?
You know what, guys? It has been a pleasure talking to you guys, man. But I gotta jet.
I gotta go to a birthday party too. Shoot.
I wasn't invited.
Well, I just found out this morning that I'm going. I go, huh?
Hey,
Oh, that's always fun.
hey, we
Uh,
can do a virtual birthday party.
Yeah.
nah, it's not too far away from where I live. It's not
We
that
said
bad.
one day we're gonna do a virtual toga party, so
Yeah.
So
Well, Michael said he's gonna show up in his toga, right?
I'll show up.
I was like, man, if I knew where to find a toga, I would totally do online toga party.
Nothing but a sheet. You have any sheets over there?
I'd have to
Yeah.
get like a white sheet for that.
Oh, it don't have to be white. It can be green, blue, or
Dark red. Yeah, mine is dark red.
Dark red, man. Or go get your curtains.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Yeah, I made that joke. I'm like, can you imagine if we did a toga party where you just you log on to see what we're doing, you click on the podcast, we're all wearing togas and just dancing around.
Don't get no ideas, please. I just might do it.
Like, welcome to the toga party as we're dancing around in togas.
Right? Oh,
Come
give me
vibe
no
with us.
ideas. Toga. Toga. Toga.
That would be fun, Andrew. Yes, that's what we're saying. That's what I said. One episode, we'll have to get some people. We'll all wear togas. We'll all just jam out to music.
And I'll bring my moonshine. We'll drink my moonshine to do it.
Oh yeah, we can drink on air. We all
Hey.
have our beverages.
We'll have fun. Animal House. Yeah.
You drink moonshine, your husband's in for a long night.
Well, my moonshine is really good too.
Oh my god, that's what I'm gonna title the podcast. BYOB. Come dance and toga with us.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I don't.
Hey, I appreciate you guys inviting me on the show. I really had a good time. I
We
really
had a
did.
good time too.
We had a great time.
All right, guys. Well, next time you got to come on mine, so you got to return the favor.
Okay.
We'll do that.
All right. I'll see you guys later.
All
Hey,
right. Bye.
for all
Thank
you
you.
guys out there, hey, make sure you follow NSPS TV Paranormal Podcast. Hit me up. Make sure you get those likes. Everything
Yep.
up. Get
Always
those-
the lights.
Yeah.
All right, everyone, and bye for now. Thank you.
Bye.